Greetings, it's the Captain here.
I'm Beer.
Cool. And it's prototype day at Andertons Music Co. in Guildford because we've got a prototype Chapman ML1-Rabea Massaad signature.
Yeah.
The second or third prototype we've had now is the ever-demanding Rabea just is never satisfied until everything's perfect. And we've got a prototype Victory V100 guitar amplifier to fiddle through as well. So, and we haven't even got a sound yet, so let's see if it sounds any good or not. That's naughty, isn't it? You think it's clipping the camera?
I don't really care, mate. I'm sure it sounds good. I told you! Did I not tell you?
That really cuts.
Yeah.
Rabea's ML1 is essentially a regular ML1 that we have modified so that it has an older body, a little bit lighter than an ML1, a little bit snappier sounding. It, as you can see, has got two humbuckers on it rather than an HSS configuration, and a Floyd Rose 1000 series trem with a locking nut, which Rabea is
Currently unnutting.
He's unlocking it so he can drop D the pain in this room.
It just has one volume control because Rabea didn't want the faff of other controls. Same machine heads that are on a regular ML1. Same ebony fretboard. A little bit thinner profile neck, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
We swapped neck profiles, didn't we, mate? I had a really thin neck on my ML3 SIG, and Rabea had a bit of a chunky standard ML1 neck, and we tried each other's necks and preferred each other's necks, so we swapped over.
And so stuff that we're probably going to go back to the factory and just say, you know what, can we change? One of them is entirely aesthetic. Rabea doesn't like the very orangey tint that's on the back of the neck.
Show them the orangey tint that they'll never be able to purchase.
That's super easy to change, so we'll just go back to having a tint that, or having the same neck that's on same finish on a regular ML1, so a non-tint. And what we're going to try and do, Rabea's going home with a piece of sandpaper and a few hours just to get this right. We're going to try and take this sort of
this
cut
line
here
to follow through until it joins with this one.
Yeah, so that should just be one smooth cut.
Can we have all three hands just doing
because
at the same?
I just realised that Rabea has Lou Ferrigno size hands. You've never heard of Lou Ferrigno. He was the original Incredible Hulk, I think it was Lou Ferrigno. And so when I'm playing this, I don't really feel that there's an obstruction here. But when Rabea's playing it with his man hands, he feels that this is almost a little bit in the way.
Sorry, do you mean his man's?
Man hands. Other than that, oh no, I know. And the other schoolboy error that's on the prototype here that we will get right when this goes into production is the back humbucker.
It's not F-spaced.
Is normal, yeah, like is a normal Les Paul spacing, and it should be a little bit wider.
But we should just say that this is entirely. We should just say that's entirely the process of making prototypes And at Chapman Guitars, we like to share this process with you.
Yes.
Normal guitar companies would never do that.
No, they just like you to think that they get it right the first time every time.
And they don't.
No.
And neither do we.
Neither do we. So, we're now going to go lumpy with... That's my new word. Going lumpy.
You've invented a new genre.
Yeah, it's not gent. This is even more hardcore. than
Lump.
gent. This is lumpy.
Get yourself a sound.
So, the other thing I like about this that you'll notice is it's a completely oiled finish.
It's a wax finish, isn't it?
Sorry, that's what I meant, a wax finish. And what we're hoping to see, and certainly what you say to me, you're going to just try and distress it, aren't you? Just
Yeah, I'm gonna just see what I can do with this one because it's a prototype, and just see if I can now, because I'm sanding this bit off. Gonna maybe get a bit of the neck aged and then just kind of tat it up a bit and see what it might look like in 15 years.
Which is what I think is a really cool thing about Chapman Guitars, is that I like that.
That's the really cool thing.
We like making guitars that people will then take and just wreck and do things to and just chop away at and sand bits off, and that's a cool thing. I like that.
What are the pups on here? I forgot.
This is it. Well, it's going to be a Trembucker Duncan Custom.
Yeah, that's right.
And a Seymour Duncan 59.
Nice.
In the neck, both coil tapped. You know, so
Yeah, American Seymour Duncan humbuckers, and how much is it going to retail for? Lee Anderton from Andertons Music, and also Chapman Guitars.
$649.
$649.95.93.
$649, and it's once Rabea has got the cutaway how he wants it to be. It should be arriving in July of 2013, and it's a very limited run. And depending on how successful the first run is, will largely depend on whether or not it carries on in production or not. So it could be
The only production ever.
It could be super limited edition of about 40 guitars, or you never know. It might end up being the best-selling guitar in the world, and we'll sell out to Fender next year for £1 trillion, million, billion pounds.
Sounds immense, but I'm curious as to why it's not got a logo.
The reason it's not got a logo is there's only 3 of these prototypes in the world. There's a really old one where none of the buttons or anything are correct, and then there are 2 that look like this. And Guthrie Govan's got the other 2, which he's using to tour with Stephen Wilson at the moment. And he stole the logo off of this one so that he could put it on the really, really original one with all the rubbish, incorrect writing on it.
So Guthrie's hand was about here.
Or
At night time with a screwdriver, just plying it off and then running off.
But it's basically the same. It's visually it's not the same, but internally it's the same as the amp that Guthrie's using with Stephen Wilson at the moment.
By Victory Amplification.
Yes.
The currently disclosed amp brand that we can now discuss.
Yes, Martin Kidd's new little venture into the world of making exceptionally good guitar amplifiers.
In England,
England.
handmade by hands.
By hands. Real hands.
British hands.
Of English people.
Like these.
Yes.